Now I want to move on to suffering and death. It's all about values. If you look at this image of Mother Teresa, and I put an expression below her picture which says, whatever you do or don't do in life has eternal consequences. And she said, let's get back to basic values, love of God and love of neighbor. One of the problems of the modern age is that many see no meaning in suffering and death. Suffering seems so meaningless to the world, where euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide is acceptable. Our scriptural traditions teach us that suffering and ultimately death can be, should be, one of the most meaningful events in our lives. End of life is the most important event in your life. Our eternal life is not here on earth, it is in heaven. If we are faithful, the day we die should be the greatest and happiest day of our life, because we are leaving this sometime insane world and going home to meet our Creator, where things will make much more sense. We had lots of pandemics in the past. The cholera, the plague, smallpox, influenza are some of the most brutal killers in human history. Outbreaks of these diseases crossed international borders. It's known as a pandemic, especially smallpox, which throughout history killed between 300 and 500 million, more than all the world wars combined. Smallpox. Now, our current virus pandemic in the 2020-21 period, the death toll is potentially 3 to 4 million worldwide. The cause is the virus from China. A confirmed case of this novel virus first appeared on 17 November 2019 in China. According to a CCDC publication on 31 January, the facts leading up to the identification of 2019-nCoV were as follows. On 29 December, a hospital in Yuan admitted 4 individuals with pneumonia. They recognized that the 4 had worked in the seafood wholesale market. The pandemic originated there, which sells live poultry, aquatic products, and several kinds of wild animals. The investigators found additional patients linked to the market, and health authorities reported this cluster to CCDC. So it originated in China. The other great pandemic was the Hiv Aids Pandemic, which existed between 2005 and 2012. The death toll was 36 million people worldwide. The cause was HIV AIDS. Then we have the famous or infamous flu pandemic of 1918. The death toll was 25 to 50 million people. The cause was influenza. It ripped through across the globe, infecting over a third of the world's population and lives of 25 to 50 million people. The mortality rate was about 10 to 20%, with up to 25 million deaths in the first 25 weeks alone. Then we have the Black Death, way back in the 14th century. 1346 to 1353. The death toll was 100 to 200 million people. The cause was bubonic plague. It ravaged Europe, Africa, Asia. 100 to 200 million people. The plague jumped continents on the fleas living on rats that lived aboard merchant ships. So there was a lot of pandemics in the past, some much more virulent and killed far more people than our current pandemic. Then we have finally the plague of Justinian in 541 AD. Death toll more than 25 million. Again, it was the bubonic plague, estimated to have killed over half the population of Europe. It affected the Byzantine Empire and Mediterranean ports, etc., etc. Human acts or failures are the root causes of evil, not acts of God.